welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, okay, we almost perfectly timed with that timer, by the way. almost. The upper semis has concluded. If there was an ace match, we could have dove into Hero versus Solar, but we have confirmation Hero did take down Solar 2-0. Solar, he's out of the tournament. Hero, he is waiting for the winner of this series in the grand finals. Will it be a Terran or a Protoss? Yet to be confirmed. We're here to find out. We're here to find out. Is spawning in the top right hand corner of Leylands. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the German Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. He is back from vacation, back from Croatia, from the land of France, representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series. Best of luck in the chats as we jump into our initial TvP. Again, Clem, he's been on vacation. He's had some time off. Now he is finally back, and we'll see if he's a little bit rusty. Is he rusty, or is it like riding a bike? Is he back in full form? Is he back in full swing, or is he still kind of shaking off that rust as well? So we'll see how Clem is looking. Likewise, ShoWTimE, he's made a far here. He's taking down some big Protoss names, but now he's up against a Terran. He's up against his first Terran opponent of the tournament. Let's go. Show us what you got. Coming into this, even if Clem is a little bit rusty, I do lean towards Clem coming into the series, but regardless, I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'd love to see an ace match. We have seen ShoWTimE hold his own against Clem in the past, even with Clem being in full form. Like, we've seen ShoWTimE take it to him in the past. We'll see if we can do it again. For now, double gas opener out of Clem, going for a faster factory, delayed CC, more of a tech heavy start out of Clem, and we'll see where this leads us. Clem has options. He can go into Reaper Hellion or Reactor Reaper Hellion. He can go into an early Cyclone. He can go into his 1-1-1 setup, into early Banshee play, into a heavy commitment into tanks. We'll see where Clem does take us. Oh, Tech Lab first. Okay. Tech Lab first. With this, we can go early Marauder, or we can go for the add-on swap into Cyclone play, and we should be seeing that Cyclone play. Should be seeing that add-on swap. Yep, there's the swap. So just the initial Reaper, no Hellion production. Just going straight Cyclone. Interesting. This could lead into a second Cyclone, into Cyclone drop play. My eyes are definitely on Clem. As the Reaper dips in. Starport's on the way. We'll see if he stops at 1, if he builds up to 2. ShoWTimE does poke in. We do have the initial Cyclone. Cyclone into Widowmine drop. Okay, I was leaning more towards Cyclone drop, but now he's going for the Widowmines instead. The Reaper making its way into the main, and will not make it through. Doesn't quite make it past. ShoWTimE is defending. ShoWTimE is holding, is defending. Likewise, actually diving on the Cyclone and getting some extra hits in. Not bad. Cyclone getting quite low. And we're getting into a 2-1-1, soon to be 3-1-1 setup. So standard follow-up here from Clem. Going for his drop. My eyes are on the Tech Labs, keeping the Tech Lab on the factory, getting into tank production. And we'll see if he keeps the Tech Lab on the Starport, or if he goes into early stim. Tech Lab is on the way. Does he go for the Banshee, the Raven, or for stim? There's that third Rax. Tech Lab is done. Jump comes in. First one. Oh no! He does pull the voids, and he will lose some probes. It's going to be 3 probes going down already, getting up to 4. 4 probes to 2 Widowmines. Well worth it for Clem. Very nice trade. Back at home, it is going to be an add-on swap. Early stim out of Clem. Okay. My eyes are on our Terran player here. Really early stim, earlier than usual. With this, we can hit an earlier stim timing, of course. Can hit it. ShoWTimE back at home. Trying to recover. He is gaining map control. I believe he went 3-gate blink. Yeah, he went 3-gate blink into a third. So a very safe play out of ShoWTimE. At least it meant to be safe, but the reaction was unfortunate. As ShoWTimE is attempting to contain, he could always try to blink into the main, but there's a tank in position. Ooh, blinks in. Gets an SCV. Tank volley going off. Tank volley goes off. ShoWTimE has to retreat. Let's retreat. Let's pull away. And Stim is almost done, by the way. Once it kicks in, Clem, he can break out. I mean, he already is. He already is. Clem, he wants to move out as quickly as possible. There we go. Drop gets into the middle line. Stim is done in 5 seconds. And then 3, 2, 1. Drops into the main base, and he's rattling everything across the map. There we go. The boys are being pulled. 2 base all in out of Clem. ShoWTimE is distracted by the drop. The drop is being dealt with, but again, the third base is under fire. Oh, and ShoWTimE, he has a rough time trading. It's a really hard time trading here. The army has arrived, and ShoWTimE cannot hold on. Not like this. Shield battery goes down. And Clem is going for the kill. Going for the kill, going for the throat. This third base will fall. We can see ShoWTimE trying to come in from behind. So I'll say peel off first around. They get spotted. Yeah, ShoWTimE gets spotted. He's supply blocked. Ay, ay, ay. ShoWTimE cannot warp in. He's got 5 pylons on the way. And a Colossus. But up against 4 tanks, the Colossus is not going to mean much. As LCR catching some reinforcements. Picking off Marines. You could definitely argue these tanks are too far back. They can push further forward to get within range of the pylons. As they're now moving in. So moving a little bit further forward here. Saying Colossus is on the way. Pylons are going down. Ooh, so I'll say cash the SCVs. Ain't not bad. Catch out a couple of workers. ShoWTimE, can he hold? As Clem is giving him a lot of time here. A lot of time. And ShoWTimE shutting down those marine reinforcements as well, getting on top of the tanks. Clem taking a lot of losses. ShoWTimE is the backup third. How do we lose the natural? Natural goes down. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Clem, he's still in control. Takes down the robo. ShoWTimE, he's going to try to break out. He has somewhat of an army. Zelce collapsed in. Hey, the tank line goes down. Takes down all 4 tanks, but we have more tanks arriving. More tanks have arrived. Oof. Now, sorry, firing on the Colossus. And ShoWTimE, he just doesn't really have much left. Down to 1 Colossus. The third base has been found. He's going to recall over to try to save it. Marines, they stim in. They almost get the Colossus. And they will. Yeah, they will. GG gets called, and Clem, he overwhelms. Clem will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Again, a very, very crisp build out of Clem. Remember, winding it back, he went for early Cyclone into Mind Drop into tank production, and we did point out that he went for earlier Stim than usual. He did go for the Tech Lab on the Starport, but was only to make it. Went for a fast out and swap into early Stim, and we saw that was a brutal Stim timing. Clem, he was able to sneak out across the map. He was able to distract ShoWTimE while he pulled the boys, while he committed across the map. GG. GG, well played. A very strong all in there, and again, ShoWTimE, he was just torn apart when it came to that attempted defense. And we'll see what we have in store for us here in Game 2. Ooh, Game 2 is going to be on Pylon, a map known for aggression, a map known for all-ins. Now, I'm not saying that we'll see the same build 2 games in a row, not at all. I'm not saying that, but we could still see all-in or hyper-aggression out of either player here as well. The map does favor it. We'll see. We shall see. So we are getting into our next game. As we are getting into game number 2. Oh boy. And I'm hoping for a bit of a back and forth. I'm hoping for a longer series, but because it's Pylon, I'm a little bit concerned that we won't quite get that. Might be a bit of a shorter matchup here. The pressure is on ShoWTimE. Pressure is on. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. We have the German Protoss. The German Protoss himself representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. Down in the series, we'll see if you can bounce back. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Settling into our game. And Clem once again double gas opener here, faster factory. Last game this led into the earlier Cyclone, into the earlier tank production. We'll see what he goes for this time. We could see Reactor Reaper Heli, we could see a more committed mine drop. We could see Banshee play. Show us what you got. Show us what you got. That factory. Technically, this can turn into one-base all-in, but we're not expecting that, for sure. We're not expecting that. From the side of ShoWTimE, we'll see if he can keep up with Clem's aggression. Last game, he went for a safe opener. He went 3-gate. He went 3-gate blink with a robo into a third base, but again, it was the drop. It was the drop that snuck out across the map that really did cause a big distraction, which did take away the attention of ShoWTimE, which meant that he couldn't slow down the all-in. But now he's going to be a little bit wiser to that. Hello. As ShoWTimE, he's setting up a proxy pylon. Okay. Pylon is set. You have my attention. Have my attention. Reaper pokes in. Pokes in, gets a couple of shots off. We are throwing down extra gateways. Okay, so we have a 3-gate setup currently. We can get into a 4th gateway as well, and ShoWTimE is going to be able to reinforce across the map. So hyper aggression. If you remember at the start of this game, we spoke about how Pylon does favor aggression, whether it's the Terran player going for a 2-base all-in, or whether it's the Protoss also going for proxies. Like, both plays are more viable here. So we'll see how hard ShoWTimE does commit. Ooh, as Clem is scouting. Clem, he checks the 3rd location. He doesn't check further out. He barely does miss the gateway. Whew. Okay. ShoWTimE is moving in. Behind this, it will Cyclone opener into set early tanks. This time, no drop play. This time, no wood mine drop specifically. No wood mine drop. Tech Lab is on the way on the starport. No early medevac as well, so no drop play in general. Those resources spent on an earlier tech lab I would imagine earlier Banshee play. So Clem is set up back at home. Reaper pokes in. He's checking the third location, sees no third base. Building up more tanks, going for a Raven, not Banshee. And he's setting up. Now, unlike the previous game, we don't have any fast add-on swap into early stim. Right? We're not going for as early of a stim timing or anything like that. We could just go for the Raven, then add-on swap, of course. But Clem taking a much more defensive stance. And ShoWTimE, he does have an army to work with. Remember, ShoWTimE, he is delaying his third in favor of these warp-ins. So ShoWTimE is actually quite committed. And he might blink in. He might opt to blink in. The Adepts will scout. ShoWTimE, he will confirm 2 tanks. He sees both tanks. Blink is almost done. And ShoWTimE has not expanded. Reaper does confirm no expansion. Third tank has arrived. This tank can punish a dive on top of the tanks on low ground. So Clem is secure. And ShoWTimE does expand. But this is a late base. A late third base for ShoWTimE. Reaper confirms the timing. Clem knows. And Clem, he can slow things down. Essentially, what has just happened here is that Clem, he knows that ShoWTimE was committed. He knows that ShoWTimE has a pretty large army. He knows that ShoWTimE has a late third base, so there's no rush for Clem. Like, Clem knows that he can just slow things down. He can get a third base as well, take his own expansion, get into the mid game. We'll see. And we'll see what he does with this stim timing, right? Like, stim is on the way, combat shields. Once the upgrades kick in, then Clem can start pushing. Whether he pulls the boys or whether he expands, that's yet to be determined. Does find the proxy gateway. Clem spots the stalkers. Setting up his tanks. Let's make his way over towards the gateway. Stalkers, they come in for a backstab. Tank is going up. Very nice positioning here from Clem. The gate, and I don't see a third. He's all in. No third base, no add-ons. He's going for a 2-base all in. So Clem, it's all or nothing. So he does rally across the map. Behind the boys are not being pulled. But again, no add-ons, extra gateways, or extra racks, I should say. Storm is done. Storm is complete. There's 5 High Templar. That's a lot of storms. Stalkers are coming from behind. A couple of boys are being pulled. But the Stalkers will delay, and a couple of well-placed storms can shut down Clem. Yeah, tanks that laid the siege. A massive storm on the tanks. And the tanks are going down. Clem, does he have enough? There's what, one more storm? What up, ass? Oh, the storm lands. Yeah, brutal storm. But Clem, he might still barely have too much. You can see how low HP the army is. One more storm would have been ideal. But ShoWTimE, he's out of storms. Stalkers are coming from behind. It cleans up the army. ShoWTimE, he's holding. ShoWTimE, he's holding on. Dust cost in the mineral line. So we're still rallying in. Clem is still rallying forward. He's trying to at least, but he's being cleaned up. And remember, Clem never expanded. He never expanded, never got a third TC. Clem, yeah, GG gets called. The all-in fails, and ShoWTimE ties up the series. We're going to the ace match. Whew, GG. ShoWTimE, he barely does hold on, barely does survive the all-in. Again, really nice movements out of ShoWTimE to be able to come in from behind with the surround. Likewise, he delayed the push as well by forcing the early siege. He was able to get on top of the tanks. Really solid start to the fight, if you remember. ShoWTimE storming the tanks went down instantly. And GG. GG, well played. ShoWTimE does hold, does survive, does defend. And now we're going all the way to the ace match. Going to the ace match. We'll see how the story ends, as game 3 is going to be on Tokamak. Now, again, we expected an all-in on Pylon. We spoke about that at the start of the game. The map does favor all-in play. Saying that, Clem's all-in did fail. But now we're loading into Tokamak. Tokamak is a much larger map of the map pool. The most defensive map as well. We don't expect an all-in here on Tokamak. We expect more economic play instead. But we'll see. We'll see. We're expecting more economic play, but we might see Clem go for an all-in anyway. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into the final game of the series. We're getting into the ace matches spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak. We have the German Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE, showing off his defensive prowess in game number 2. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the French Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Ooh, and Clem, he does open up with a proxy. Okay, the ranks has been thrown down. The proxy has begun. Now, do we commit here into something great, or is it just proxy Reaper? This could just be a proxy Reaper here just to harass, just to get an early lead and get into a longer game state. Otherwise, we could commit into a tech lab, into Marauders, as gases are being taken. See what Clem goes for. Again, Kira is very fond of proxy Marauder. Clem, he does mix it in every now and then. So waiting to see what comes next. The Pro Scout does confirm that the Rax is missing. And it is... Oh. Okay. One base all in. Yeah, one base all in. Going Marine means we're holding on to the gas. We're not going for the tech lab, so we're going for a one base all in proxy factory. Let's go. So I mean, again, the last 2 games, Clem is going for two base all ins. Here he doesn't go for a 2 base all in. He commits into a 1 base all in instead. Let's go. One way or another, the game is about to end. It's on ShoWTimE to figure out what's going on. ShoWTimE, he's aware that the production is missing, but can he find it? Can he find it, and can he figure out how committed Clem is? As we are going for... Are we going for proxy tank or proxy cyclone? Double factory. Okay. Double factory mass cyclone. This is a build that I remember seeing back in Oceanborn. If you remember, like Oceanborn, Dolan had this build. He would go... technically, I think Dolan, he went proxy Hellion with reacted Hellion, but regardless, he's gonna get scouted. He's gonna get scouted. ShoWTimE does find this. He sees the research on the tech lab as well. And there's no turning back from this, by the way. Like, this is insanely committed. I mean, this is all in. So ShoWTimE is getting ready back at home. We have a shield battery on the way. We have a defensive robo for defensive immortal production. Let's go. Shield battery's almost done. Your words might be storming the tanks that went down instantly. Well, it wasn't the storms that killed the tanks. The storm was on the tank and the zealots killed the tanks as they got on top of them. But I did neglect to mention the zealots there. But sure. Cyclones they pick in. Boys are being pulled to repair. And Macro Accelerators is almost done. Needs a little bit more time. I love that we're going for the Prism first. The Prism does mean that ShoWTimE can break the lock-ons. He can micro against this. ShoWTimE, he can micro. He has defensive blink. Just needs a little bit more time. And so far he's reacting well. Settles to the SCVs. Once again he should, there we go, breaks a lock-on. Gets a worker. Oh! A little bit of miscontrol. ShoWTimE pulls away. He does burn all of his energy there. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol there from ShoWTimE. See, let's panic a little bit. One shield battery goes down. Again, he's gonna be on top of that War Prism. And so far, so decent. Ooh, one Stalker goes down. Oh no, the Prism, no! Oh, Prism almost falls. The Prism barely gets away. And Clem, he might just have too much here. The Immortal has arrived. ShoWTimE, can he hold on? Oh. Oh, the Immortal though is safe. We have another Immortal on the way. As the Immortal count gets higher, it's getting worse for Clem. Here we go. We got all the boys on the way. One way or another, either Clem breaks ShoWTimE or he dies trying. Let's go. The boys are coming. The boys are coming. Oh, they're coming for the surround. Oh, does pick up. Does pick up. Does pull away. Nice control here by ShoWTimE. Oh, can he save the Immortals? Oh, can he? Yeah, Prism pulls back. And he can. He can save it. GG gets called. ShoWTimE, he shuts down the all-in. He barely holds on. And ShoWTimE will claim the series 2-1. GG. GG, well played ShoWTimE. He does defend. Again, he was able to scout. He confirmed what was going on. So crucial that ShoWTimE didn't just make the War Prism first, but he saved the War Prism as well. Without that Prism, those Cyclones would have killed so many Stalkers and the game would have ended. Everything would have snowballed out of control. But ShoWTimE, he was on top of breaking those lock-ons, kiting back, microing against Clem, and preserving his army. Preserving the Stalkers, preserving the Immortals. GG. GG, well played. Very impressive control there by ShoWTimE, as ShoWTimE does claim the series, does advance on to the grand finals. Congratulations. Congratulations. The ShoWTimE does claim the series. Whew. And we have a PvP finals. It's going to be a PvP matchup here between ShoWTimE and Hero. Let's go. Let us go. As Hero and ShoWTimE are about to face off in that best of 5 finals. Man, beautiful. Beautiful. So our players, they need a moment. They need a moment here to set up their veto. So we're going to be going on a short break. You're going to be going on a short break. And when we come back, we will have our next series. And again, big wins here for ShoWTimE, making it through into the finals. We'll see if we can go all the way. We'll see if Hero can shut him down. Let's go. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon.